Hello, Aries. Welcome to your February soul session. I am Princess India. If you're new and if you're a family, welcome back, my friend, and whatnot, or whatever. So, we're going to go ahead and jump into you guys' cards. We're going to be looking at an overall energy as well, okay, as well as a challenge. And then we're going to get into a more specific spread, okay, for what it is. Let me move my mouse that you guys are dealing with energetically on this month. Okay, and you guys got two cards as your central energy. Okie dokie. That seems to be a theme today if you just watched Cancer. So your overall energy, let me move my eye. Okay, we were doing so good. We were doing great together. All right. I think that's the clearest my cards have ever been, dagnabbit son of a gun, is the Seven of Swords. So most of you guys who've been with me for some time know what I say when I see the Seven of Swords. What you skip will trip you up later, Aries. So that is something that's important for you guys in this month of February. Whether this is something project related, whether this is something, romantical related, what you skip will trip you up later. So don't cut any corners. I have, an Aries sun, and that's the name of the game for him. He does not believe in long drawn out stuff. You know what I'm saying? But just make sure with what it is that you guys are doing this month that you're taking it step by step, you're taking it day by day, and you're not rushing through it, because I feel anything that you guys attempt to rush through in the month of February, whatever it is, whatever, part or facet of your life that it falls into, it could potentially come back to bite you in the butt later. And I don't really think you guys would want to deal with that later on, right? So our challenge, interesting, is the Moon card. Okay, wait, hold on. Wait. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. Oh, wait, face. Okay, it's the face. It's the face. Wait, is it clear? I don't think it's clear. Wait, hold on. Wait. Why am I doing this? Do you guys even care? So, anywho, we have the Moon card that is Cancerian energy. Now, the challenge here, Cancer, I do feel like, well, one thing I want to say before anything else, dreams, pay attention to that. Second thing I want to say, because your dreams, it's subconscious stuff that's coming up that needs to be confronted. The other thing I want to say with this is it's like patterns, like paying attention to patterns. So hypothetically, if you have like a pattern of procrastinating, right? I feel that this is kind of going to be very heavy this month. Another thing I feel specifically, and I'm not saying specifically for procrastination, is just kind of falling into this overall theme that I'm seeing. This is so weird. It's falling heavily into this overall theme I'm seeing for the whole collective. The thing that I feel is weird is because I feel like I'm batting away Cancer's energy. I know that this card is Cancer, and I know that I did Cancer before you guys. I don't know if y'all have that in your chart. If you do, you didn't probably already watched Cancer because I just finished it. But if you're watching this after the live, go back and watch that if that's in your chart, because it's weird where it's like the energy's just kind of like hovering, where I'm tuning in, but it's almost like I'm tuning in trying to fight past Cancer energy. So I don't know if there's somebody in your life that's a Cancer. Like, I mean, this is Papa Legba in this card. I don't know if your dad's a Cancer or if your mom is a Cancer. I don't necessarily feel this as a romantical partner. That'd be interesting if your moon was in Cancer. That would be fascinating. But anywho, I don't mean specifically with procrastination. I mean just like patterns in general. I feel like that's going to be coming up a lot. The other specific message I'm getting with this is for those of you, if you're working on something like a project, or if you're in school and this is like a paper or something that is due, and I don't know the date of it, but it's around the full moon for the month of February. The thing I'm seeing with this is it's almost like I don't know what I would call this. It's like almost like a sleepy, tired. I don't know why, like the word that was coming to me was like magnetic. I don't know what the relevance of that is, but it's like a almost like a sleepy, tired kind of energy overcoming you guys around the full moon. I don't know when, like what day the full moon is in the month of February, but watch for that, because the thing I'm seeing specifically, and this isn't like for, well, I can't say it's not for everyone. I would say that, but I mean, this isn't the overall energy. But it feels to me that somewhere around the full moon, and I don't know if this is going to be like you feeling this in your physical body, or if it's going to be some type of distraction that happens, because it feels like a dark distraction type of energy. And that's probably why I'm getting the message, like with the whole procrastination thing, even though I don't mean that specifically, I just mean any pattern. Like if you have a pattern of self-sabotage, if you have, a pattern of, starting new things and never finishing them, but like for something like procrastination, if you have a pattern of putting things off until the last minute, and if you guys have something that needs to be done on or around the new moon, because moon energy, full moon energy is active 3 days before and 3 days after. So I say like that whole week, whatever that date is, if you guys have something that is due or something that has like a deadline or something like that, it's hella important that you guys don't procrastinate this month. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what it is specifically, Aries, but I feel like something's going to happen that week. Whether something happens with, gosh, I hate even saying this. Whether something happens with your parents, right? Or a parent, or something happens like even with your kid, and not saying anything detrimental, but I mean like if they sprain their ankle or get COVID, I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not feeling this like, someone passing away or something like that, but it's almost like a happenstance accident type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Or even something happening like with your physical body. It's kind of like something that you don't see coming happening the week of the full moon. And whatever this is we're talking about, so like the Aries that would resonate with this isn't like some fugazi type of stuff. Like it's not going to be like your light bill is due, you know what I'm saying, the week of the full moon, and like you end up in urgent care with your kid, you know what I'm saying, because they sprained their ankle skateboarding. And while you're in urgent care, you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot to pay the light bill, you know what I'm saying, because you could literally go on your phone and pay the freaking light bill, you know what I'm saying. So it's not something like that. But I feel who this message is for Aries, where that there's something at the latter part of February that is due, like something that you've been working on. And it's like a deadline for this, like either for school or for your job. Or, I mean, if you own a business and this is like a client, God forbid, I hope and pray you're not a photographer and this is not a wedding, because sweet baby Jesus. Okay. But, man, Jesus. Anyway, moving right along. But I feel whatever this is, it's something that's pretty big. And okay, well, this makes sense. It's like all of these messages are all kind of combining into one. It's like it specifically, and I'm not, kind of skirting anything else, but specifically for my Aries who are procrastinators. And for those of you who know that there's some big thing, event, project, whatever, that's due in the latter part of February, right? The week of the full moon, something unexpected is going to happen, right? That if you have this done prior to then, it's going to be less of a problem. And you're probably going to be sitting back like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that I knocked that out, because if I would have waited to do this, I would have been fucked. You feel what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind, you guys. That's super, super important. You feel what I'm saying? But for the rest of you, what I'm more or less feeling is something similar of making sure that you're kind of not self-sabotaging or shooting yourself in the foot in a sense with this Seven of Swords, because collectively what I've been seeing in everyone's soul sessions is like this oppositional energy that's like coming for people's weaknesses and their Achilles heel, that's kind of tricking you into going backwards. You know what I'm saying? Like to fall back into bad behavior. So you want to make sure that you're paying attention to that. And most importantly, making sure that you're paying attention to your dreams. I have to interpret my own dream after all of this, but because man, dream I had is just insane. But pay attention to your dreams, because I feel that there's very important messages that are going to be in there of things that are coming to the surface for you guys to deal with. And I'll even say like a little small percentage too of this would be a good time frame or month if specifically if there's mommy issues afoot. This month would be a good month to kind of confront that. Or if you haven't called your mom in a while, call your mom, Aries. Call your mom, check on her, ask her how her day was, see what she's doing, send her flowers or something. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, moving right along. So your central energy for the month, and 2 cards came out for you guys, and these cards are representing you all. Sweet Jesus. This is fascinating. We got a lady with a Bible and a gun, Lord Jesus. I love the Hoodoo Tarot. We have Dem Bones, which is the Judgment card, and we have the 9 of Wands, which is the 9 of Sticks in this deck. So here is the dealio, Aries. This month, very much so, and I can see this with you guys overall as well, there is a call for you all to ascend to a higher state of being. I know that sounds very lofty minded, but more simply put, it's a call for you guys to ascend to another level this month. So it's more or less, I feel what's been happening up to this point, there's been kind of patterns, pathologies, and things of the sort that have been happening, you know, and now it's kind of time to pump the brakes on that and to kind of change our behavior a tad bit. Now, with this 9 of Wands coming out, of course, you guys know that's my PTSD card. There's hence the reason why homegirl got her 2 pieces. She got her 2 swords. You know what I'm saying? She got her little 22 pum 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 and her word of God, you know, the sword. But anyway, protecting herself and things. This is so funny. She's physically and spiritually protected. Homegirl ain't playing. Anyway, moving right along. But with this, I fear, is that a Freudian slip? I would fear if this was the case. I feel with this that there is some past influence with this. Not necessarily so. I mean, it would manifest in behavior, but it kind of, that would be the connection that I'm seeing with Cancer, because Cancer's whole soul session was about how a past experience is influencing them in the present. I feel for my Aries, it's kind of being on guard, but being on guard too much. It's almost like I've worked really, really hard to get to where it is that I'm at, and I'll be fucked if somebody take this shit from me. You know what I'm saying? If it got to be me or you, it's going to be you. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the vibe that I feel. It's like a very self-protective energy. But the thing that I feel is important for you all to recognize, in the month of February, Aries, is more or less you can let down your guard a bit. And I do, if I don't recall, either I said this in you guys' connection session, the love readings, or I said this in your soul session for January. I said something similar to this of you guys letting down your guard and like letting people in, because I feel it's a strong message here of you guys needing to realize that you are not now where you were, and the people that are in your life now are not like the people then. So it's kind of almost like, how can I say this? Like you've made the right decisions and you're in the right place for like the universe to meet you where you're at. But it's like you have to recognize that and not see this as instances or times in the past, if that's making sense. If I were to put this into the context of like karmic cycles, right? Like Aries would have been, and this is funny because I'm saying this from you guys, central energy. I was supposed to turn over the rest of the cards, but I just had to say this with this. But say hypothetically, like if we were to say it like, for the last, since we really had a cycle that just wrapped up, we were to say like the last 15 years, right? Because it's literally been the last 15 years that we've all been in a cycle that's recently broken. But if the last 15 years you were in this karmic cycle, because it was intended for you to learn lessons, right? And it was lessons for like personal resolve, right? For Aries to understand how important they are, how dope they are, and to stand in their truth and to not back down from, what it is that they believe in, right? Not to compromise your values. That was the lesson of this 15-year cycle. So that's the reason why there was so much opposition or backstabbing or whatever the case, right? Now we're out of this energetic cycle. We've learned the lesson, so there's no more need for that lesson. So it's kind of like, and that's why I call this my PTSD card, because it's like coming out of the trauma, right? You're no longer in the threat. You know what I'm saying? You're no longer threatened anymore, right? You're in, a safe space, but you're still behaving as if you're still in the traumatic environment. You know what I'm saying? So it's like your mind and your perception has to catch up to where it is that you are now, because when it doesn't, we end up being on guard or closed off from the wrong people or inadvertently closing ourselves out of opportunities. And I feel this opportunity for you guys is the fact that you're supposed to be like leveling up in so many words, right? Now, your past influence, well, hot damn Jesus, that is not a lie. We have the Ace of Coins. That's your past influence coming from the latter part of January into February. And so I don't sit here and talk about each card. Let's finish turning them over. Your above energy. There we go. We have the 7 of Coins in the reverse. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. Don't quit before the miracle. You know what I'm saying? Your hidden influence is the 2 of Swords in the reverse, and what to watch out for going forward: indecisiveness with the 2 of Coins in the reverse. So here's the thing, Aries. Just as I said with this Ace of Coins in the reverse, those of you who are familiar with me know that with the aces for me in tarot, I believe that the 10 exists in the ace, and the ace is more or less your contingency plan or your insurance policy that's telling you that the cycle that you're in right now, you're building towards the 10 of Pentacles. So it's something, an opportunity, money, a new job, whatever the case, that's been offered to you guys in the latter part of January coming into February. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this particular seed that you have received of your 10 of Coins is a testament or statement to this leveling up that's happening that I'm seeing in this Judgment card. But the thing I'm seeing heavily, both in the thing that you need to watch out for in the near future, as well as in your hidden influences. And what's in your hidden influences is what I feel is going to be coming up from your subconscious in your dream space. It's a level of indecisiveness and not tuning into your truth, right? So it's more or less needing to be balanced moving forward, not just thinking about strategic action steps in 3D, but making sure that the strategic action steps that you're taking in 3D are very much in alignment with what it is that you truly desire and in alignment with your morals and values. You feel what I'm saying? Because with the 7 of Coins in the reverse, I see this almost like, and this is why I do, because y'all's energy, I don't know why. This would have to be Aries people who have Cancer in their chart, because this is reminding me too much of Cancer. They literally had the 7 of Pentacles is in another position, though. I think it was in their hidden influences. But with this being in you guys above energy, it's like the thing I'm seeing, and the same thing was happening with them, where I'm seeing something and I'm like, how do I say this in words? It's almost like the word I want to say is hollow, but it's like building. Okay, well, no, that's not it. It's because I'm seeing like a house, and I feel like that's just a really corny colloquialism to say that, but I'm just gonna say it. It's like, you know how people say, like, a house is a house, but you have to make a house a home. You know what I'm saying? It's like the vibe I'm getting with the 7 of Coins in the reverse, and why this is like a heads up forewarning with this indecisive energy or doing something like half-heartedly, It's like if your heart isn't in it, it's like you building a house and living in the house and the house not being a home, if that's making sense. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no soul in it. It's like it's just a structure with four walls and a roof. Like it's not homey. It doesn't have soul. It doesn't have, personality. It doesn't have energy. It's just a structure. And it's more or less that's being said in the context of whatever it is that you guys are building. So I feel like in the month of February, you guys are kind of in a liaison phase. You know what I'm saying? Because with this Nine of Wands, whenever you're like in fight or flight mode, you know what I'm saying? When you're on guard and you're in survival mode, you end up shutting down like your emotional space or your feminine energy, because it's like, you're hyper vigilant. It's like you're looking for a threat and you're trying to protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can't be in like an expansive, creative kind of energy because you're trying to protect yourself. So I feel this kind of has to be balanced, because you want to watch out for this Two of Coins in the reverse for two reasons. Because one, you don't want to go into this new cycle of energy with this old energy, because when you do that, you're going to inadvertently, because you create in the present moment. So when the future becomes your present and your past is standing there with you, you have no choice but to recreate your past and your present, and thus into the foreseeable future. And I feel this is a forewarning of saying, like, pick a side in so many words. You know what I'm saying? Don't be lukewarm. Don't be ambivalent. Don't be on the fence. You know what I'm saying? You're being asked to evolve out of this very self-protective survival type of energy and to ascend to a more fluid way of being. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to require a sacrifice. You feel what I'm saying? And that sacrifice is letting that guard down a little bit. And I know, I can't remember if it was the connection session or the soul session, but I was legit talking to you guys about that, about letting your guard down and letting people in. You know what I'm saying? Because things in your life have changed vastly from how they've been past tense. And you don't want to be the one that's responsible for creating like this hollow, empty shell of a life. You know what I'm saying? Where you achieve the stuff and things and you have the stuff and things, but it doesn't possess a soul, because the only way it's going to get that soul in it is if you're in tune with your inner space, your heart space, your true desires. You know what I'm saying? So you want it to be the essence of you, the reflection of you, both in your mental or masculine energy, desires and hopes, but also in your inner spaces, your feminine energies, hopes and desires and passions and dreams and so on and so forth, right? But I wholeheartedly feel that the solution to this, which I feel like is a cheat code in my personal opinion, I feel the solution to this is going to come in your dream space. It's going to be things that come up in your dreams, and it doesn't matter if you don't remember the whole thing. Whatever little piece of it that you remember, get up in the morning and do a little voice note of it, and I have a dream dictionary on my network for those of you who remembers. And then I also have a book on how to interpret your dreams in a therapeutic gestalt therapy way on my website if you're about that life. But anywho, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much the only thing I'm seeing for you guys, Aries. It's just really about you guys making a decision to pick a side. Either you choose to elevate and leave this behind, or you choose to, ultimately become stagnant by staying on guard and being in fear of, being attacked or losing what it is that you've worked for up to this point. But I don't think you guys are going to do that. I think that you guys are going to do what would behoove you, that of which would be embracing this Ace of Coins and celebrating this awesome level up you guys are about to have. So anywho, that has been your soul session for the month of February, Aries. If you're interested in lovey-dovey stuff, I'm putting out the connection sessions for Valentine's Day, the week of that. So check that out. But make sure that you find out what day the full moon is. If I find out before you, I'll put it in the comments. But anyway, I love your freaking face, and I will see you guys sooner than later.